Good afternoon. It is Ayo Oshunremi. I'm sorry I've not been able to come to this platform. The last, say, nearly a week now, it is due to work pressure. But I just thought we'd go through this very quickly. How to grow a confident child, or how to build children up in a vibrant home where people, the two parents, work together in harmony and in unity. There is a story that quickly comes to mind. It is Isaac and Rebecca, the biblical Isaac and Rebecca. Well, as we all know, for those of you who are conversant with the Bible, with stories in the Old Testament, I think this is taken from the Genesis. Rebecca had a delay. She didn't have children on time, and eventually she conceived, and God told her that she was going to have twins, two boys, and the Almighty God predicted everything that's likely to happen, the path, the journey, who is who, and the two boys. There are two nations in her, as the Lord predicted, because He's the maker. He's the one that creates us, and He has a plan and a purpose for everyone. And that purpose and plan that He has for everyone is a fruitful one. Whether one is greater or one is less, God has a promise and a purpose for every single one of us. So Rebecca and Isaac were not to fiddle or tamper with the life predestined for those children. But both of them, Isaac and Rebecca, single-handedly, they destroyed their home, despite God's presence with Isaac and Rebecca, despite the fact that Rebecca was the chosen one for Isaac. But both of them worked against each other. Let me tell you how, and then we quickly go into words that we use to build children up. Komada, kodarara is not good. Can you bring your mom up properly? It is not good to raise children properly, particularly with the fear of God. If you don't raise children, if you raise children with deception, if you raise children with lies, if you raise children with manipulation, if you, as being a father, step out of line and you present two-face to the children, or you as a mother present two-face to the children, no matter how clever, no matter the level of whatever both of you orchestrate in those children's lives, it will play out later on in life. And it will affect them either positively or negatively. It has a massive impact. Particularly what we say in anger towards those children. Every child is different. They are unique in every sense. And God had created them. There is a special gift God has given to you and I want to believe I'm a gift God gave to my parents. But the truth of the matter is, some of us, our travail in life, our journey in life, is either it is smooth, fruitful, and full of promises, or some it is full of ups and downs as we exodus through life. And the parents, the home that you and I are born into, your father, your mother, we don't have the choice who becomes your father, who becomes your mother, and the family that you are going to be born into. If we do, I'm pretty sure some people will want to shop differently. And some people will tell you that they will like the father and the mother that they have to be their father and mother again and again and again. Some people will say, oh no. And equally, there will be some fathers and some mothers who will, and some people will be saying, so it is either good or bad. But Isaac and Rebekah, they had two sons. One is called Esau, and one is Jacob. Esau was a gameskeeper. His profession is a skill. He operates in climate outside of the house. He hunts animals, and I think he hunts them at the dead of night when everyone is fast asleep. He sets traps for them, goes out when everyone is dead asleep, and then wrestle with these different kind of animals, bring them home, probably sell them on. That was his profession. That is what Esau did for a living. Jacob, on the other hand, is a mommy's boy. He dwelled in tents, so he's a builder. Right? He's the kind of boy that will put his head on his mom's breast and stay there all day. So these two individuals had different callings, had a different path and journey in life, yet they are from the same mother and the same father, who are supposed to be men, a man and a woman of God. But Isaac, their father, grew old. And it became clear at one point that Isaac loved Esau more than he loved Jacob. It also became clear that Rebekah loved Jacob more than she loved Esau. I don't know how that could be, but it played out in the most horrible way that you can ever imagine. One day, Isaac called Rebekah. One day Isaac called Esau and he told him, he said, look, I'm growing old. My eyes are failing me. In fact, his eyes that failed him. And I think heaven was knocking on his door. He said, I want to quickly bless you before I go to meet my maker. Go out, hunt for the best animal that you can find. Prepare it, bring it, let me bless it, and let me bless you. Go quickly and do that. And now, when he said that, he did not bring Rebekah into that conversation. He did not bring Jacob into that conversation. A proper father, a father that has his faculties intact, living under the same roof with his children. It is not like Jacob is somewhere in another country. He brought both of them up. Jacob was excluded from that conversation. Rebekah was equally excluded from that conversation. But, as God would have it, Rebekah could hear where she was, what her husband was telling, what Isaac was said to Esau. A proper mother, and I say this, a proper mother that seeks after the development and the welfare of her children will interject, would have stopped her husband at that point and said, no, you can't do that. You got to bless both of them. You go. She would have said, Esau, you go and get that, get the animal, bring it home. Your brother and I and you will prepare that together, present it before your father, and your father, Isaac, my husband, will bless both of you. And I will watch and I will say, amen. That would have been a home where there is unity, where there is cooperation, where both speak in one voice. But she didn't. She went and she informed Jacob. Jacob wasn't aware. The only thing that Jacob had to his own benefit was that Esau had sold his birthright. I don't know how somebody as skillful as Esau, so hungry one day he came back and he found Jacob preparing porridge. I think in my native language that kind of food is called asaro. And he was so peckish that he wanted to eat. This is somebody that will have exercised a lot of patience in the dead of night, in the forest, in the bush, waiting for his prey. How could he run out of patience when he saw food to his eye right before him, that he couldn't exercise patience to wait for his own turn, cook his own delicate and consume it? But he had to do that because God had already predicted there was going to be a leverage, one and the other. They were going to play out their life. So that had nothing to do with Isaac and Rebekah. So he sold at that point. He sold his birthright. But that played out later on. It played out later on. So what Rebecca did, Rebecca prepared, informed Jacob that these are the intentions of your father. He wants to bless Esau and not bless you. He had asked Esau to do X, Y, Z. So Esau had gone out to hunt. We will take out of these animals here, I'm just paraphrasing that now, and you will prepare, you will go and appear before your father. God so good, he cannot see. Olúwa kó má gba ojú lọ́wọ́ wa, àmín o. Kí Ọlọ́run kó má gba ọkàn lọ́wọ́ wa, àmín o. Nítorí ẹni tí wọ́n bá gba ojú lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀, wọ́n á ṣe bọ́ṣẹ́ ṣe ń ṣojú. Tó máa sọ pé màá ṣe é bọ́ṣẹ́ ṣe ń ṣojú, ayé ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ga o. Àwọn tó ń ṣe ibi, the people that do evil, ó máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn o. The people that do evil, that orchestrate evil, it does work for them. But eventually, Asunko, no matter what you do, there will be an end to it. But at the time when they're orchestrating that evil, they persist, they press ahead, particularly if the climate favors them. And if they think nobody can see and they thrive in it, and they cannot see any way out for the person or persons that they put in that confinement. I don't want to drift off points here. But Ayefele sang a song before I go back to the story. Oni antayeba soeda no afi bue. Emi change orin yen si ọ̀nà mẹ́ta. Ohun tí ó bá gbà káyé soeda onu afi bue. Àbí ohun tó bá sọra ẹ̀dá láyé afi bue. Àbí ohun táyé bá sọ ẹ̀dá no afi bue. Torí whether o ṣe ayé ayé akọ̀gbógun tẹlòmíì torí pé ọlá Ọlọ́run, ògo Ọlọ́run, iyì Ọlọ́run tó wà lára onítọ̀hún wá akọ̀gbógun tì. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá wá jẹ́ ẹni tó yẹ pé kò á mọ Ọlọ́run dáadáa, tó jẹ́ pé ó ní ìgbéraga, bóyá wọn ọ̀tọ̀ dáadáa láti lẹ̀, á kọ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ anyhow, á fi kọ́kọ́rọ́. He will give you, hand over the key to the enemy. Wọ́n wá wọlé sí lára mọ́. Èṣù ẹni ẹ̀kọ́ ẹni ègbé ni. Satan is a warrior, a restless spirit. He doesn't do things in small measures. He's out there to devour. He's out there to destroy. He turns one against the other. He destroys children. He destroys family. He destroys man. His business is to destroy marriages, to destroy nations, to destroy communities, to plunge children and young people into despair. That is the work of Satan. But he has a much more greater and legal right when you hand over the keys to your house, to your life, to him. He would give him an inch, he would take a mile. He will mess you up. But when you begin to look after yourself and you bring yourself under the shadow of the Almighty and you cry constantly, you will enjoy the protection of God. You may be shaken. Storms of life will come. There's no other. There's nothing you can do about that. Storms of when in Tayeba Soeda no afi bue unti o ba gba kaye soeda on to ba sora eda on taye gangan ba soeda lo ma je kaye so wa didakuda gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá gbogbo ẹ̀yin bàbá tí ẹ ti fi ẹnu ṣépè fún ọmọ ní ọjọ́ tí èpè yẹn bá máa jà ní ọjọ́ tí èpè yẹn bá máa jà ó lè jẹ́ inú ilé yín gangan láti jà wọ́n ní tí a bá sọ̀kò sọ́jà alómẹ́ni tó bá bá ó lè jẹ́ àwọn èpè yẹn gangan orí yín ló máa láǹdì sí. Nítorí náà ẹnikẹ́ni whoever had done what what Isaac and Rebecca did, you have to undo it before your time is out. Don't think you will get away. You may, before man and God think before man think you've gotten away. You can run, but you cannot hide, because no one can outrun God. No one can hide. God will pull you out. Anyway, let's come back to the story quickly, because I need to round up. So Jacob did not want to do that. He did not want to go ahead. Jacob was afraid. He said, no, I can't do that. My brother Esau is hairy. When my father touched my arm, my skin is so smooth because mommy looks after him. My father will know, and he will recognize my voice as well. His mother said, no, we will change the game. We will do something about it. We will do something about it. Said, we will scrape the skin of the animal we are going to sacrifice. Spread it and wrap it around your arms, all over your body. So when your father touches you, it is just like he's touching Esau. But what about my voice? Don't worry. This is mommy talking. The boy did not want to do it, but his mom got into his head, into his mind. He went ahead. By the time he appeared before Isaac, Isaac touched him. Isaac felt there's something is not right here. The skin, the sense, the feelings, everything I can sense here, the skin is that of Esau, but the voice is the voice of Jacob. But nevertheless, because of deception, the power of deception, he went ahead and he blessed Jacob. He took the blessing that was meant for Esau. And that blessing, in my own opinion, was supposed to be for both of them. A father brings his children and bless them. Let every child live their life before God, and God will do what he has to do. The Bible tells us to honor your father and your mother so that your days could be long, so that you could enjoy life. And that same word of God also says to parents, do not aggregate your children to the point that you provoke them and they say or do things. But the command is for the child to honor the father and your. As you honor your father, as you honor your mother, whether they are right with you or wrong, the blessing of the Lord will manifest in every aspect and area of your life. He will fight the battle for you. But this time, in that home, things changed completely. Completely. Jacob took the blessing of Esau and he left. What happened? Just as he left, Esau came, prepared with a recipe, a wonderful meal already prepared. And he presented before his father and he spoke. His father touched him. Now I'm paraphrasing that. His father touched him. Oh, his father's spirit dropped, was broken. Said, who was the person that came before you? I've already blessed. Whatever I'm going to give you now is residual. The blessing, the strength, every strength of me. You know, when you start praying and you pray for hours. Just before you conclude your prayer, you may have run out of breath and you're just gasping for breath. You just round up quickly because you've exacerbated your energy. You have given everything that has gone, authentically gone and poured into the life of Jacob. Nevertheless, the father blessed him, but it was a second-rated blessing. He was blessed. He prospered. They both prospered. But that destroyed that home. Jacob had to run for his life. Esau also left home. They left home, in my opinion, at the time they were not even planning to leave. Their mother and their father had a lot to answer for. Both Rebekah and Isaac. Now, you would have thought that Jacob would have learned his lesson. You would have thought that Jacob, when he becomes a father, he will ensure that he doesn't do the same. And what did he do? He even did worse. He loved his children, but did not love them equally. Particularly, he loved Joseph more than the 10 other senior brothers. What Esau did, so what Jacob did to Esau manifested in his own life. His children, just towards the end of his own life, we read what each one of his sons, what they stood for and what they did. One violated his own bed. And the story goes on like that. But I want to encourage you and I, we have to be a blessing in the life of our children. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó lè hùn kó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ o. Ìwọ ìyá àbí ìwọ bàbá, jẹ́ kí ẹnu ẹ, jẹ́ kí ọkàn ẹ kó máa súre fún ọmọ ní gbogbo ìgbà. Èmi bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe, like I'm here. If I offend my children, if I've done anything wrong, I am the first. I may not know how to, but I am apologetic. I say sorry to them. In our culture, you don't. A parent would try and manipulate the situation as if then a child grows up angry, frustrated, feels deprived, feel a level of injustice. A lot of things that some parents do in the life of their children with impunity. And it plays out later on when that person or persons become an adult. I want to just conclude with this. We ought to look, we ought to listen, we ought to follow instructions, we ought to ask questions, we ought to show respect, we ought to believe in ourselves, we ought to engage. The two last words are not on this screen now, but they should have been there. We look, we listen, we follow instructions, we ask questions, we show respect, we believe in ourselves, and we engage. These are words that parents ought to bring their children up on a daily basis as you raise your children. I gave you life, but I cannot live it for you. I give you direction. I can give you directions, but I cannot be there to lead you. I can allow you freedom, but I cannot make you use them wisely. I can warn you about good and evil, but I cannot make you moral. I'm pretty sure Rebecca and Isaac were not saying this to their children when they played one against the other. I can teach you many things, but I cannot make you learn. I can teach you to share, but I cannot make you unselfish. I can teach you respect, but I cannot force you to show honor. I can teach you about kindness, but I cannot force you to be gracious. I can teach you right from wrong, but I cannot make your decisions. I can buy you beautiful clothes, but I cannot make you beautiful inside. I can advise you about your friends, but I cannot choose them for you. I can advise you about the facts of life, but I cannot keep you pure. I can tell you about drugs and alcohol, but I cannot say no for you. I can offer you advice, but I cannot accept it for you. I can give you love, but I cannot force it upon you. I can tell you about lofty goals, but I cannot achieve them for you. I can tell you about how to live, but I cannot live your life. Those are the kind of words, and many more, that can be used to raise children and point them in the right direction. You as a child, me as a son, you as a wife, you as a husband, you as a mother, you as a father. Take that step today. Take that step before it is too late and write what has written wrong. Use your mouth. Use your mouth to begin to bless your children. If you have 5, bless them. If you have 20, bless them. Let God do his work. The Lord will perfect the journey of your children. There will not be a reproach for you. When a child behaves or say things that they shouldn't say or behave in a way that grieves you, go back. Think. What was the journey of that life? How was that child raised? Let me tell you, every child is unique. They dissect information, situation differently. Another child, upbringing, battering, beating, calling all manner of names may not affect him or her. Another one will carry that, journey through that into marriage. Some children, before they started living, their parents have killed them. I know. Some children, especially boys, their parents have finished them. They've killed them. The only thing to conquer, nígbà tó fẹ́ yàwó, nígbà tó fọ́kọ, bam, wọ́n gbé sínú pósí, wọ́n dẹ̀ bury ẹ̀. I'm talking about pasaye or them leave. That is why you see a lot of home broken. You see a lot of marriage. You cannot begin to knit it together. We start pointing fingers. Go back. I am not suggesting that there are things here and now in the society today do not affect homes, financial situations, and all manner of things do, and what goes on in the media, social media today. But often, when a home, when children behave in an abnormal way, and that abnormal way of life becomes a normal way of life for them, go back to their foundation. What can the righteous do if the foundations are wrong? I meet children and young people and families on a daily basis through work. And when I'm on their platform, I'm very honest with them. I say to them, I can speak all day long and help you to find a way through this wilderness on your own platform. But let me be honest with you, I can relate to where you are coming from, because I was raised worse than you are raised, from child, even before I was born, into adult life, and as a father, as a husband. And that is the truth. They look at me and they're shocked. I said, look, the ideal thing for any man is to be good on both platforms. For people to be able to point to you that, wow, what a profound mother, what a profound father at home and in the community. But a lot of people carry baggages, and I'm not trying to explain or excuse anything. That's not what I'm trying to do here. It is the reality. I went to see maybe about 8 years ago, or less than 8 years ago, I was talking to a doctor, and I never knew that a GP have a GP, and he now used an example. He was telling me about the kind of food that I eat or something like that nature. And he said to me that, when he goes to see his GP prescribe him certain drugs, and he has to take them, and he has to take them religiously. And I'm kind of looking that you are a doctor. You don't need anybody to tell you what to do, how to live your life, because you should know. He said you cannot self-medicate, and you cannot see the whole picture of what goes wrong sometimes for you. But he's a fantastic doctor. What I'm trying to say here is sometimes some of us have challenges within the stretch of our own control, if we have any. And when we step out of that, and when we are on the field, we have huge influence, because those people that we are influencing, we are helping, we are not living their life. We leave them and come back to our own. But the ideal situation is for us to have a 360 degrees betterment in families. It will be well with you. Go back. No matter who is promising you, àwọn kan wọ́n máa support yẹ láti fi máa gba ayé àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀jẹ̀, àwọn kan máa pè é lẹ́yìn. Wọn ò ní ba ayé tí wọ́n jẹ́ o. They will not say anything negative about their own children. No. They will be aiding you along. You will be working. And they will sit back. In Kotia Shumanjeni, the devil destroys, and they will sit back and watch how family destroy each other. That is his plan, whilst they protect their own. I want to appeal to you, fathers and mothers, children, especially you children. If you have been robbed, if you think there has been a level of injustice, your father or your mother have not been consistent in what they do, seek God. You are a priceless gift to your father. They are just there. The ultimate father that you have, that writes the story of your life, is the Almighty God that created you. The next time we come onto this platform, we will look prophetically at these words. We will read through them one after the other, and we will conclude with a very big thank you. But between now and then, I want to leave you now. All the words that I've read are the choices that you have to make. I don't set goals. You may set goals for yourself, but you can only have desires for your children. So I have desires for my children to do well. I never set goals for them. I want to just encourage you. Ẹ̀yin abiyamọ, ẹ wo àwọn ọmọ yín lénìí, ẹ pè wọ́n, ẹ ṣàdúrà fún wọn. Kò sí tó lè mú kọ́mọ yẹn ṣe. Ìyá àjọkùnrin, ìyá àjọbìnrin. Ẹ má jẹ́ kẹ́nìkan kan tàn yín o. Àwọn tó ń ṣe ibi ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn, ṣùgbọ́n máa ń sunkún gbẹ̀yìn. God bless you. Ẹ má jẹ́ kán mòye yín o. Ọ̀ka láyé mi kì í ṣe tó o bá lọ jẹ́ wọ́n mòye ọ̀ka aka ẹ̀ ò ṣògbọ́n o. Wọ́n á sọ ọ̀ka di iyán.